How's it going, guys? We are now in Season 11 of my Vegas Golden Knights Franchise Mode series. I think this is the furthest I've ever gone with a single team. Usually I end the franchise mode after 10 years. This will be really interesting to see kind of all the new names popping up, how many like actual names you recognize once we get on to like the 14th and 15th season. But as you can see there, we still have a very good team, 94 offense, 95 defense, 92 goaltending. I'll show you guys the lineup right now as well as the AHL team. I think we could make a couple trades to improve this team. We are pretty much up against the cap though, so we might have to get creative here. First line we have Pusher, Barzal, and Nylander. Second line there is Seabrook, Draisaitl, Benson. Third line Connor, who's a 78 right now. Morale's down. Usually he's an 85. We'll see if he bounces back or not. Ryan O'Reilly and Galvin. And then fourth line there, Vetrano, Apostolopoulos, and Grumet Morris. Defense here still looks really good. Olas and CC with Dumba, Graham, CU, and Hamuse. And then in goal here, of course, we still have Korpisalo with Saros backing him up. AHL team, we have Ramsey, Severson, and Delmore on the first line. Bembridge, Jensu, and Klein on the second. Likens, Kervinen, Hunter third. And then Kobayashi, Dykes, and then Pushkarov on the fourth. That's a very tough to pronounce fourth line. This AHL team, though, is stacked. Like, 10 of our 12 forwards are 80 plus on the AHL team. You don't really see that. Even this Klein guy here, like Connor, his morale's down. Usually he's an 83, I think. So we'll see kind of if he bounces back up. Just skipped over defenseman right there, the goalies. McPherson we actually drafted, 78 overall. So I'm hoping he can turn into at least like a solid starter for our AHL team. And then defense here, Silverberg, Lacouture, Martinson, Cassian, Wyman, and Garcia. So AHL team and NHL team both look pretty solid. I was going to make some moves, but I think I might sim the first month or two, kind of see where we're at and see kind of where we're lacking talent before I decided what trade to make. AHL ratings here as well, 88 offense. I think they should have a great year because of that stat. 83 defense, 81 goaltending. So I'm also going to show you guys the owner goals really quick. Almost forgot to do that. We'll take a look here and see what the owner expects from us this season. So primary goal there, be within $1.5 million of the player salary budget I set of $88.318 million. That is the most random primary goal I've ever seen. So I have to be either above or below 88.3 million player salary. I'm not even sure what our player salary is, so I'll have to go check that. Secondary goal, 85% concession fan happiness, which basically just means we have to win a good amount. And then the other one is our concessions need an upgrade, so I can go do that right now. Say the team was also a champion, which is good. Basically, it kind of says we should have a pretty solid year. So we'll upgrade the concession right now. It'll basically give us almost no money to do other stuff because you already don't have very much money. So if you're upgrading something, it makes it even lower. As you can see, I let stuff go for a while now before repairing it. Not usually this low. I don't know why it's so low off the bat there, but usually I let it go till like 25, and I used to only let it go till 30, or sorry, till 50. So it kind of sucks for a reason. I think there must be some sort of mess up. Like I think you should have more money than you actually have. We'll take a look here though at our salaries. So we're supposed to be $1.5 million away from 8 million, or 88 million, I should say, and we're at 89. So I think we're actually within the primary goal right now. So something I guess to keep in mind going towards like the end of the season. If it affects like a big trade though to try and win the cup, I'm probably more concerned with that than the owner goal. So just like a secondary goal, I guess. All right, guys. So right now we're at the end of October. We have a 6-2 record, which is pretty good. Also, we've had 3 huge injuries this month. All 3 concussions. Ryan O'Reilly, Cody Ceci, and Graham have all gone down. So 2 of our top 4 defensemen and then our third line center all injured with concussions until like late November. So we're still playing pretty good considering that. AHL teams only played a few games, but they're 2-0-1. So probably too early to tell. I'm going to keep simming here and see kind of where we're at once we reach the end of November. So we're now at the end of November here. We have a 19-5-1 record, so pretty good. Like I was saying, we had a few injuries. Those guys are now healthy, but we have a couple more guys injured. One of them's Nylander, so hopefully he's not out for too long. He just got injured, I think, on the 3rd, so I'm not sure the duration of it yet. AHL team there, though, is crushing it, 11-2-1. Fan happiness looks good. Locker room chemistry looks good. We'll take a look here where we are in the division. Obviously only 2 months in, but first place, 3 points up on San Jose, so pretty good start here. I was going to make a trade like I was saying earlier, but I like how the team's playing, so if we don't have to make a trade, I'd rather not mess with the chemistry, mess with the morale, and just kind of keep rolling. So now the end of December here, we have a record of 22-10-4 AHL team there, playing very well, 19-4-2. Again, this month we had a lot of injuries. Nylander was down for like 2 weeks, I want to say. We've had a couple guys like go down, then get healthy. So we've had like at least 2 or 3 AHL guys play on the NHL team the entire month, which I think is kind of why it wasn't the greatest month. Looks like we kind of went 500-ish. Fan happiness there, still pretty decent, 82. Locker room chemistry, 75. We'll see if we're still first in the division or not. We're not. Third place there, 3 behind Vancouver, but still, very much in it. So if we can get healthy, obviously, I think we could start going again like we were the first month or two. Trade deadline's coming up in about 2 months. I think I'll probably wait until then to make any moves. As like I said, we have injuries and stuff. Rather just kind of keep the team together until it's really necessary to make a trade. So now at the All-Star game at the end of January, we have a record of 31-14-5, so still a pretty good AHL team, 27-7-3. Team's pretty healthy now too. I think the only guy that's out right now is Graham, so I'll take a look here, see where we are in the standings, player stats, as well as which of our players made it to the All-Star game. If it will load, there we go. So second place in the division, 2 points behind some team there. I'm not sure why it is being so slow, so we'll just click on it. And once it loads up, we will take a look. So as you guys can see here, we are 2 points behind San Jose in the Pacific, so not too bad. We'll take a look at where we are in the entire league. We're actually second in the entire league. The top 4 teams are all Pacific teams, so we are going to have a tough road ahead of us making it to the Stanley Cup Final. Like, that is insane how, that's the top 4. Just a quick look here at all the other teams. See who's in last place right now. Buffalo Sabres, St. Louis, Toronto, Calgary, Dallas. So interesting. We'll take a look here now at our players. Olas looks to be leading the team in points there with 40 points at the midway point. Benson, 37. He's actually gone up to an 86. He's playing on the first line right now. Barzil's got 36. Nylander, 32, but he only played 41 games, so he'd probably be the leading scorer if he was healthy every time, or for the whole season, I should say. Pusher, 32. He's not too bad. I'm hoping he can get a little bit better. He's 23, still has solid potential. We'll see what happens with him. Draisaitl, 30. He puts basically 50 points up every year. Never less, never more. Galvin, 29. O'Reilly, 28. And he's actually on a very good pace. 28 in 36 games. That might be the highest point per game pace. It's either him or Nylander. So I really like that O'Reilly trade we made. Connor there, 25. He's back to an 84 overall. CC has 24. Vetrano, 24. CC's also got a lot, considering he was injured. All of our injured guys seem to be playing the best. Seabrook there's got 20. Never scores a lot, but I mean, he's 87 overall still. He's a good player. I don't know. For now, he's like the best we have. I might include him in a trade later. I don't know. Looking at the goalies here, Korpisalo, 2.32 goals against. Saros is not that great there, 2.69 against. Save percentage, .922. And he's got 3 shutouts there. Saros has 1. We'll take a look at the AHL team goalies next. See how they're doing. So McPherson, he's the guy we drafted, .918. Save percentage, goals against, 2.2. The backup there is actually slightly better, and they both have 1 shutout, so not too bad, I don't think, for the AHL goaltenders. The team in front of them, though, has been playing very well. Bembridge here, 41 points. Klein's got 37. He's back to an 83, so I think I might call him up during the playoffs, as it's not worth it during the regular season, because he's going to be stuck basically as a healthy scratch, but in the playoffs, I'll probably call him up. Especially if the AHL team's out of the playoffs, then for sure I'll call him up. But right now, I'd like him to play in the AHL, make sure his overall stays high as he's not scratched. And then playoffs roll around, I'll call him up if we have any injured players. Kurvinen, 34 there. Severson, 31. He's actually been called up a lot for the NHL team. He's averaging over a point per game, which is awesome. Gensu there, 31. Ramsey, 26. Same with Delmore. So this AHL forward group is very solid. It's kind of a mix of guys we drafted as well as guys who signed as free agents when they were young. So AHL team looks pretty good. We'll also take a look to where the AHL team is. So first in the Pacific there, kind of figured that. And I'm probably, they're first in the entire league based on the point percentage there of 77. So pretty awesome how both of our teams are playing very well. And like I was saying, about a month away from the trade deadline, I'm probably going to make at least a couple trades. At least try to, I think, get something going. I'm not sure why it's so slow. I really hope it doesn't continue to be slow. We'll take a look here, too, to see which of our players made the All-Star game. I really wish it was easier to look at, if there was a tab maybe for All-Star game. I'm sure I might be one of the only people that cares about it, but the rest of this stuff I never look at. So, Ristolainen, Matthews, Galchenyuk. I'm going to keep going here. So we got some new names, like Alexis Gravel for Detroit, goalie. Probably really good. Matthew Gauthier, Tiny Lyles, that's a strange name. Jared McMuffin, there's some great names here. Ty Smith, Detroit has a couple All-Stars. Golden Knights, Cody Ceci made it, and he was injured for a bit, so that's good to see. Taylor Hall's there. Do we have another player aside from Ceci in the All-Star game? Juleson's there, actually. Let's see. To bring. Okay, so I think just CC. I've looked through everything. So some creative names there. I think the next franchise mode I do, I'm going to try and draft the guy with the craziest names. It looks like they play pretty good. So I'm going to sit the next month, get to the deadline, see where we're at, make a couple trades, and make another run at the Cup. I just want to share this with you guys. Graham just got back. Like on the 5th, he got back, and now on the 6th, he's already injured again with a concussion until March 18th. So the dude played one game, he's injured again. Not a good sign. I just got an offer from Washington, offering me this Barber guy for Kyle Connor, and then 2 prospects. One's got top 9 forward potential, the other AHL top 2D, so one of them has value, the other's not a big deal. Connor's 84, so this guy has to be like at least an 86, otherwise not even worth it. He is an 86. Riley Barber, I never heard of this guy. 6th round pick in 2012. 33 years old, 86 overall sniper. He could actually play like second line. Seabrook would go down to the third line. So Connor, he's playing fourth line or third line left wing. That's an interesting deal. The thing is, Connor's on an amazing contract. 84 overall, making $1.2 million for the next 3 years. I'm going to see if they'll do this trade, but I'll replace Connor with Klein. He's the guy who's in the AHL right now. We'll see if they do that. Actually, the thing with that is then I'm still having somebody scratched, and he does have less value there than Connor. This is interesting. What about Vetrano? 32. I don't know about him though either. Jeez. This is tough. I think I'm gonna pass on it. I think yeah, like an 86 overall. I'm gonna pass on that. Maybe try and make a bigger splash in the next week or so. So at the trade deadline here, we have a record of 39, 16, and 6. Really good record. AHL 34, 11, and 3. Fan happiness is a little bit low. I think I have to repair all that stuff now. I don't think I've touched it since I repaired that one thing when they're in the 30s. First place in the division, 84 points. So let's go try and make a trade here. And like I was saying earlier, hopefully win our second Stanley Cup. So right now, guys, I'm looking at the trading block, and there's a couple guys I want to try and trade for. The Flames have Gaudreau on the block, 33, 89 overall, 7.3 million for 1 more year. So he'd basically be a rental probably. We could bring him back. I don't know, though. Exact top 6 forward. He's getting up there. The other guy, though, that's pretty interesting on Dallas here is this LeBlanc guy. 25 years old, 91 overall, medium league potential, 8.2 million for 1 more year. A lot of value, but I'm thinking this is kind of a guy we could trade Seabrook for, and we could actually re-sign him as long as he doesn't cost too much money, as he'll be an RFA. So I think I'm going to try and trade for LeBlanc first, and if he costs too much, just can't get a deal done with Dallas, I'll then try and trade for Gaudreau, and maybe even try and trade for both of them. I'm not sure if we have the assets, but might as well try. So here, guys, the offer making Dallas for that LeBlanc guy. He's an absolute beast, so we're going to have to trade a lot for him. First round pick next year, Seabrook. Jermaine Morris, he's a pretty good player for us. We drafted him 7th overall. Playing 4th line, though, right now. I think we can afford to replace him with Klein. Couple solid unsigned prospects. Both right wingers, both top 9 for potential. So a lot to give up. They don't want Seabrook at the first, or like they're not interested in them that much, but they both have a lot of value. I'm also adding this Trotter guy here. He sucks. He's 1 year left. I'm going to let him go as soon as the year's up, just for the extra contract spot. We'll see what Dallas says. I think this would really make us a contender if they do say yes. Here we go. Trade accepted. So there we go. Finally moving on from Seabrook, who can't score. I'm really hoping the guy we traded for can score. I should have probably checked that beforehand. Let's check right now. Let's see here. 18 goals, 34 assists. So yeah, he's got over 50 points right now. I definitely like that. We'll take a look at the full career stats here. 63 last year, so I like it. He's 25 years old. Kind of like the perfect age. I think it's a perfect fit. Alright, guys, so right here I'm trying to make another blockbuster trade, this time with Calgary for Gaudreau. Had them retain 50% of his salary in order to make this trade happen. Trading them Graham, who is a very good defenseman, really offensive. He's usually our highest scoring defenseman, but this year he's been injured. He's only played, I think, 25 games. So I figured why not just kind of trade him for Gaudreau while he's injured. Also, as you can see, his potential is now exact top 6D, which kind of worries me. Means he might start regressing. Also, I'm adding them a 3rd round pick in this year's draft. This prospect here with AHL potential, who's actually got a decent amount of value. Cassian's an AHL guy whose his contract's up at the end of this year. He'll need more money. I figured I can move on from him as we have pretty good depth in AHLD. And then a 1st round pick, not next year, but the year after that. So we're going to go like, I don't think we had a 1st round pick last year. So we're going like 4 straight years without a 1st round pick. But I mean, if it helps us win at least 1 more Stanley Cup, it's worth it. Especially, we seem to keep striking gold in the late rounds. So the value's on our side. They don't want the 2 players. Howden's another guy just there for the roster spot. Probably won't resign him. He's got decent potential, though. We'll see what Calgary says. It's a big trade offer. Here we go. Trade accepted. So That is amazing. We just added 2 like all-star wingers to our team with LeBlanc and Goudreau. We should be scoring like crazy. I can't wait to see how we do in the playoffs. So after those 2 trades, guys, here's a look at the team. It's absolutely stacked. We got LeBlanc, Barzal, and Nylander on the first line. LeBlanc was actually a 3rd overall pick in 2021, so really hoping we can keep him after the playoffs. 8.2 million, so we have to sign him for or less in order to keep him. I think we can do that. Second line there, Benson, Draisaitl, and Goudreau. Like, Goudreau there is just going to make that second line so much better. Like, he would have been the first line left wing if we didn't also have LeBlanc. Like, that left side's just so stacked now. Pusher, O'Reilly, and Connor on the third. And then we have Galvin, Apostolopoulos, and Vetrano on the fourth. Just absolutely stacked. Defense is looking a little worse, but still very solid. Olas, CC, Dumba, and CU. I mean, it's a solid top 4 for sure. And then we got Silverberg and Lacouture there. And of course, we also have Hamuse, who's injured. So once he's back, the D gets a bit of an upgrade. Korpisalo there, still the starter. Saros backing him up. And the AHL team, I think, hasn't changed at all. It's actually gotten better. Klein's in 83, like I was saying. Might call him up during the playoffs. Severson's in 82 now. Hunter, Delmore, like this AHL team, forward group is just so stacked. The defense is also pretty solid there. I'm not sure what the goalie's looking like. I think he's at least a 79. Yeah, so 79. He's not doing too bad. I'm going to sit in the next month and a half or so, and like I was saying before, really excited to see kind of where we finish and then how we do in the playoffs. Also, guys, I just noticed this. The AHL team has 90 offense. Have you ever seen an AHL team with 90 offense? That's just unreal. NHL stats here, 97 offense, 93 defense, 92 goaltending. We better win one of the cups, either the Stanley Cup or the Calder. We better win one of them. So I'm swimming through March, and Calgary just put this Tyson Thompson guy on waivers, 79 overall, top 4D potential. I want to see how old he is, because he could definitely be worth picking up. Yeah, 23 years old. This guy is worth picking. He was a first-round pick. Definitely going to claim this guy. So we're at the end of the season now. We have a record of 53, 22, and 7. I think we had a great year. AHL team also had a great year. 46, 13, and 5. Fan happiness there, 79, even though there's a lot of stuff that needs repaired. Morale's not showing there, so not a big deal. We'll see where we're in the division, what players, finished leading and scoring, and then, of course, who we're playing in the playoffs. We did finish first there, 113 points. Like I was saying, we had a great year. Edmonton second with 100 points. 200-point teams in the same division is pretty crazy, but I think at the midway point, the top 4 teams were all Pacific, so we'll see if that stayed the same or not. I also just noticed LeBlanc was our leading scorer, so I'm liking that trade. We'll take a look here. We did win the Western Conference, which is awesome. Also, we won the President's Trophy, so I think we've won 3 or 4. I think 4, actually. I think we've won 4 President's Trophies this year. Almost 5, because the one year New Jersey beat us after the sim froze and we had to resim it and we lost by 2 points, or it might have even been a tie and they won by regulation wins. So it's been 4 or 5 President's Trophies. Only 1 Stanley Cup though. Hopefully we can find that second Stanley Cup. Edmonton there second with 100 points. Detroit second with 100 points. So that's kind of cool. I would say Edmonton's probably my favorite Canadian team. I'm a huge McDavid, Draisaitl fan. I'd liked Hall too before they trade him, and then Detroit, my favorite team. So they're up there with us. Let's take a look here and see who's in last place. Toronto Maple Leafs, 73 points. So I guess 10 years later, Matthews costs too much. Nylander's on our team. I don't know, Riley costs too much. Their team just doesn't go well 10 years down the road. So LeBlanc here, leading scorer, 78 points, 84 games. Great year. Obviously, most of that was on Dallas, but it still shows he's a good player. Barzal there, 63 and 80. I think he's proven himself to be, a pretty good first-line center. He might not be the absolute best, but definitely capable. Goudreau, 59 points, 76 games. I don't mind that production from him at all. Nylander there, 55. Olas, 54. So he stepped up with Graham down. Benson, 53. Draisaitl, 51. Like I said earlier, 50 points every year from Draisaitl. I'm going to actually check that right now because I'm curious. Every year the dude puts up 51, 55, 58, 54. He had some... he had a few rocky years in there, I guess. But lately he has been pretty consistent with the 50-point mark. O'Reilly there, 48 and 68. He's turning into a pretty good third-line center. He's an 85 now, but those defensive stats, he's a perfect third-line center. Hopefully, his morale doesn't go down too much playing third-line center. Galvin at 44. Same with Pusher there. He was playing first-line wing for a while, though, so I'm glad I kind of got an upgrade from him. CC, 39. Connor, 36. Vetrano, 31. Playing fourth line's not bad. Apostolopoulos, 30. Dumba, 26. I want to see how, some of the call-ups did. Okay, 5 points, 18 games. All right, so none of them really did that amazing. I'll take a look now at the goalies, see what Korpisalo's final stats were. 2.19 against, pretty solid. Saros's aren't that good, 2.74, 41, 17-1 record, .925 save percentage for Korpisalo, 5 shutouts on the year. not bad at all. AHL team here, McPherson, .921, 5 shutouts, goals against there, 2.11, Cassian 1.75. I think that's definitely has to do more probably with the team in front of them. Like the team in front of them is just stacked. Klein here, 61 points, 61 games, 83 overall again. He'll probably stay in the AHL for now. Like again, if we get someone injured in the NHL, I have to call him up because we need to try and win the cup, even if it ruins his morale. If he comes in and plays like 5 games and helps us, I think it's worth it in the long run, rather than him just playing in the AHL. Bembridge, 55, Kervinen, 53. Like, yeah, Severson over a point per game, 52. He's going to be pushing up for the NHL next year. We already have 4 solid centers, so maybe I trade Apostolopoulos, or actually O'Reilly probably will retire. If not, I think his contract's up, so Apostolopoulos probably goes 3rd line center, Severson 4th line. So that's actually pretty good kind of natural replacement from the farm team. So AHL team there looks pretty good. Also, I know people want to see the league lead in scoring, not just our team. This is something I probably should have been showing beforehand, but something I actually kind of never even thought about. So Charles Bessenu, never even heard of him. 84 overall. I don't know how these low 80s score so much and our 90s and high 80s don't score, but this guy's got 94 points on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Matthew Gauthier, 24-year-old, 90 overall guy on Penguins, 93 points, 2nd overall in 2023. What a pick. I'm going to try and remember his name. Smith here on Detroit, 89 points as a defenseman. Matthews there at 80. Tiny Lyles, I love this guy. I want to remember his name too. 3rd round pick in 2023. Was he picked one after Gauthier? That was a great draft there. LeBlanc, 78. So he's the guy on our team. So we actually have the, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 6th leading scorer in the league. He actually had the same amount of points as McDavid. 3 extra games played though. Schedule worked out pretty well for him. Milano here, 77 points. Duchesne, 75. 84 overall. Duchesne still putting up 75 points. That's pretty impressive. Got Chenyuk there, 75. Palmieri put up 73. That's kind of crazy. I know they signed him for like $10 million. Yamato there, 82 overall, 30 years old. I don't know how he puts up that many points. It's just crazy to me. So pretty interesting looking at that stuff. So we'll go now and sim to see who we meet up in who we meet up with in the playoffs. Like I was saying earlier, though, the Pacific Division I think is like the division of death now. Whoever we play is gonna be tough. Actually, San Jose made the playoffs. Anaheim did not. Anaheim struggled, I guess, after the trade deadline or after the halfway point of the year, because I'm pretty sure us, Edmonton, San Jose, and Anaheim were the top 4 teams. And Anaheim's not even making the playoffs, so I don't know what happened. Maybe some big injuries, but I guess that's good for us. Makes our road to the Stanley Cup easier. Take a look now and see who it is we're going to be playing in that first round. Also, we have to do some scouting here. I pretty much scouted everywhere. I always scout the 3 World, or not World Junior, but 3 junior leagues and the American League for both forwards and defensemen. Spend a pretty good amount of time on that, and then I just kind of spend whatever time's left over in Europe and Russia. So we're actually matched up here against the Jets in the first round. Failed to be within $1.5 million of the player's salary. I thought I was at $90 million, which would be, or I guess that'd be $2 million. I can't add, can I? That sucks. Oh wait, we did. Oh, we passed it. I thought we said failed it. So never mind. I can't read at all. First win there against the Jets. I did not mean to sim that game, but that's okay. I'd rather win it and not have the period by period sim than sim it and lose. So I'm also going to show you guys the Jets lineup here. Look at the stats. So they have pretty good offense. Laine there's their best player. Our defense is better. Our goaltending's better. Hopefully that is the difference maker. Gonna go edit lines here, see what the Jets are looking like. I'm pretty sure they probably have Comrie as their starting goaltender right now. We'll take a look here. So Hendricks, I've never heard of this guy. First overall, 2025. I thought that's the year we're in right now. Actually, no, that'd be 2 years ago. That's crazy. That's why he's 22. 90 overall. That Yamamoto guy, he actually just got a card in Hut. First line center. They got Laine there on the first line right wing. Vlasic, when did this guy get drafted? First overall, 2021. They have 2 first overalls on their team. Like, this team's actually very good. How did they get last in their... Like, they got the 8th wildcard spot, or the last wildcard spot, I should say. Scheifele, Ehlers, Odell, Delandra, he's pretty good too. 4th overall pick. Ryan Strome there. I'm glad I traded him. Olzik, Lowry, DeMeo. What's their defense like? Renberg, Green, Nurse. Okay, their defense isn't that good. Their defense is where we have to kind of take advantage of them. Goalie there, Nolan Falk. Never heard of him. 6th overall. So they kind of sucked for a little bit there, but have a ton of good players. I'm surprised, because you think Winnipeg would be like really good 5 years from now, when Laine, when Kyle Connor, I guess he's on our team, Josh Morrissey, though, Shifley, Ehlers, kind of all like, come into their prime. But I think this is going to be a tougher matchup than a first round matchup should be, but hopefully we can pull it out. First period there, no goals in the second game. Second period, Silverberg and Pusher score. Nurse scores for them. And then third period, Yamamoto ties it up. Going to OT here, and Hendricks scores. So that kind of sucks. We had that lead going to the third period, and we blew it. Hopefully, though, we can come back in Game 3. We did get that first win there in Game 1, 4-1. Might have to just start simming now without the period by period if that helps us out. Injury there in the AHL, but it doesn't really matter. We'll just go best lines in the AHL. I think that's their last game, too, in the regular season, then they'll start playing the playoffs. So first period here of Game 3. Silverberg scores again. He's playing really well. I think he's like a defenseman, like bomb-pairing defenseman. Vetrano scores, fourth line guy, and then Gaudreau scores. So there we go. Every single, I guess, line was working for us tonight, and we shut them out. So Korpisalo had a solid game, and that was in Winnipeg. We'll see if we can go up here 3-1 in Game 4. Probably also going to see who the AHL team's playing. I just noticed, too, the AHL team had 50 wins this year. So very impressive, as they only play, I think, 72 or something games. Like, they play not a lot of games. Like, they probably had an 80-plus win percentage. Game 4 here, Draisaitl opens it up. Second period, big period. Barzal scores, O'Reilly gets 2, Hendricks scores for them, and then Apostolopoulos there with another one. So 5-1 win. We're starting to roll here. I really like this. 1 win away from moving on. I've seen some people saying too, never mind. I was going to say something. William Nylander is injured, but he gets back on the 25th, so he's actually only out for about a week. If we can win this series, he'll probably be back in time for the next one. I think at this time, probably going to call up Klein, like I was saying before, and just keep him up. Actually, there's no waivers in the playoffs, so it doesn't really matter, but I'm just going to call him up. We want the best player filling in, I guess. You don't want to worry about anything else. So going to Game 5 now. I was going to say something before Nylander got injured, and I totally forgot. Maybe it'll come to me. So we'll see here what we do in Game 5. Oh, right. People were saying how if you get through the first round, you have a really good chance to win the cup. As a lot of people are saying how it seems like they either go on and win a cup or they get out in the first round. They never really lose in the second or the third round. So we'll see if that's true. Down 1-0 here though in Game 5, and we actually lose that one 2-0. So I'm gonna jinx myself. We might end up losing this one in 7 games, which would be absolutely terrible. We'll sim here though to Game 6. Even with Nylander out, never mind, he's back now. So Klein's probably the healthy scratch. I think he'd have to be the healthy scratch, but I'll probably check after this series. Game 6 here, hoping to close this one out. No goals in the first. Benson and Vlasic in the second. And wow, if we lose with that 91 overall guy and Gaudreau, I'm gonna go edit the lines because I have to make sure there can't be any excuses. Hamuse is back too, our 82 overall defenseman. So let's go make sure he's playing in the right spot. The lines are looking good, and we'll sim this game. So I just went to the roster moves to send down the AHL D-man who was playing in place of Hamuse. Kept Silverberg up, though, instead of him, as he was playing really good, it looked like. I was going to send down Klein now that Nylander's back, because there's no waivers. And Connor's actually 79 overall. He's sad, probably because Klein's playing in his spot. So I think it's because the assistant coach or whatever automatically puts him on the 4th line. I'm wondering if I should just send him down to the AHL, help out the AHL team, and then if we need him, like there's an injury, we can call him up. I think that'd probably be better than leaving him scratched. So this could ruin Kyle Connor, but we're going to do that. We'll see what the team looks like now. I mean, they're going to have him probably on the 1st line. So yeah, Klein there on the 4th line right wing. Connor's the 2nd line forward, and that's where they kept putting him. I had to personally put Galvin there on that 4th line instead. AHL team here. We'll go best line. So they put Kyle Connor on the 1st line. I think he could do some damage there. And like I said, if there's an injury, obviously he'll get called up. Also, actually, I want to see what the NHL D looks like. So Hamuse there, natural left spot, Silverberg on the right. So no excuses. The team looks good. We had the 3-1 lead. It's now 3-3. We're playing at home, though, in Vegas. We should be able to win this thing in Game 7 and then hopefully ride that win to a Stanley Cup. So here we go. Like I was saying earlier, though, Winnipeg's a dangerous team. I'm nervous, I'm not going to lie. So first period, already down by 1. All right, so Ryan Strom LeBlanc scored down by 1. I'm going to resume this. I can't sim the whole period at once. Let's increase the sim speed, though, to 8 times. We got to come back in this game. We can't win the President's Trophy 2 years in a row and then get knocked out in the first round 2 years in a row. That just, what are the chances of that? We're also outshooting them 32-17. We have a 90 overall goalie. I think their goalie was pretty good too, but like, come on, pull the goalie here, tie this up. Looks like we got scored on an empty net. So I don't know. This is just like EA. I swear, like, build the best team possible essentially, and it just, I don't know. Like, President's Trophy back-to-back years, first round exits back-to-back years. It's rough. AHL team also might be a first round exit here. They're tied up here after an overtime loss. 2-1 OT win. Okay, I was going to say, the AHL team has a 90 offense. If they lost, I would have just, I don't know what I would have done. I would have just thought that was ridiculous. Hopefully Kyle Connor can help, bring them some experience or something. I don't know at this point. I'm not even, like, looking at the games. I can't believe we have the best team in the league in the regular season 2 years in a row, and like, we get screwed over like that. It's just ridiculous. Scouting Russia now. Best lines here in the AHL. Hopefully this team can get it done. Like, 90 offense. If we make it to the Calder Cup final, I'm going to compare the stats of 2 AHL teams because I feel like it's not even going to be close. We just swept San Antonio Rampage, though. Going up against the Manitoba Moose next. So tied up 1-1 there. We'll see what happens. Keep going here. Like I was saying, I don't really want to sim game by game. We can just check the playoff stats afterwards. Best lines here. So 2-2, 3-2. I got a scout again. I think I just did Russian forwards, so I'll probably do 8 defensemen. So does the SHL. So we'll do like 2 weeks in Russia for defensemen, and then the last 2 weeks probably SHL defensemen. There we go. So we won that game. Now going up against the Utica Comets here. Did I say Comets? Comets. In the Calder Cup final. Best lines again. We won that first game 6-3. I didn't mean to do that. Let's see here. I want to see the rating difference. Are you kidding me? If we lose this, like 10 higher offense, 4 higher defense, 2 higher goaltending, we know what our team looks like. Like, let's take a look at what this Calder Cup team we're facing looks like, because I have a feeling it's not even close. Winnipeg was actually, like, they were pretty good. That's why I was scared about them. They had a really good offense. The defense wasn't that great, though. And somehow they still, I don't know, their goalie must have played amazing. So that's the team we're playing. They're actually not that terrible. Like, they're definitely worse than us. Like, all their players are yellow, where all of ours, majority at least, are green. And Kyle Connor is usually like an 85 overall player. So this should be another Calder Cup win. I think we won the Calder Cup last year, if I remember correctly. But we'll see what happens here with the sim. EA likes to, I don't know, likes to make me just miserable, I think. I'm not going to watch the Calder Cup celebration, though. Do we just sweep Utica? Never mind, we didn't. We went 3-1, so we have to win one of the next 3. We were up 3-1, though, against the Jets. Never mind. Game 5 win there. So, first round exit in the NHL, but luckily we get the Calder Cup trophy in the AHL. I said how I wanted to win one of them, and when I said that, I actually had a feling like, you know what, I'm probably going to win the Calder Cup now, because I said I'd be happy with either or. Stanley Cup champions there, though, the Edmonton Oilers. Pretty interesting. Them and Detroit, like I was saying, were the second and third best teams behind us. So the first round exit's not good either with trading away all the high picks. Those are actually like mid-round picks that we could use. So that's kind of unfortunate. I guess really nothing you can do, though. The team still has a lot of good young players. It's not like we're going to be bad next year or anything. Like, I thought we were going to be worse this year than we were. I thought we were going to kind of like squeak into the playoffs. We actually won the President's Trophy, and then we added 2 awesome wingers. So we'll see what happens, I guess. Toronto here with the first overall pick. So just like 2016. Failed there to get the 85% fan concession happiness. Alright, so we got 4 years left here to try and win a Stanley Cup. Watch us win like the President's Trophy the next 4 years straight, and it not matter. For whatever reason, we just cannot get it done in the playoffs. Nobody retired, though. I thought for sure Ryan O'Reilly would retire. Probably just going to lose him to free agency then. I don't see myself bringing him back. Like I said, we have enough center depth. Good young players. I don't think I need to bring him back. Voracek here retiring. Kuznetsov, Palmieri, Johansson, Toffoli, Turris, Kane, JVR, Fowler, Petrangelo. So everyone here has got over 1,000 games, but really no great players. Like a lot of good players, but no great players retiring there. Forgot to look at the goalies, but I mean, Price is already retired. Like all the good goalies are pretty much already retired. So heading to the draft now. Hopefully we can get some late round steals and kind of make up, I guess, for that first round exit. So our first pick in this draft is pick number 14 in round 2. Obviously, first I want to take a look at who went first overall. So this Hay guy, medium elite, same with Turris, Weinrich, Palesso, Top 5 all medium elite, so every single team kind of got the best player available. That doesn't usually happen. Defenseman there, low elite, so we'll see what we can get here in the second round. We got 4 years left. Corpi Sala will probably be our starting goaltender for the next 4 years. Like, he'll be 34 by that point, I think. Just going to run him until we can't anymore. Exact top 4D, Horton here. That's a pretty good pick, I think. Second round high. Like I was saying, we don't need a goalie. Forwards are pretty stacked. We could use a defenseman. We'll go Horton here. And low top 4D. You know, that's not too bad for a second round pick. So next pick here is actually pick number 26 in round 2. I forgot we had 2 second round picks due to a trade we made. I can't remember what the trade was, but that's okay. So nothing really here in projected. We'll take a look at the potential from our scouts. This guy's supposed to go top 9. Or this guy's top 9 potential is supposed to go in the 5th round. And he's got high, so he's actually probably a top 6 guy. Do I let him go till the 5th? I think we could probably get him at least in like the 3rd. I think picking him right now would be a little too soon. Let's take a look at exact top 9 forward, 4th/5th. Like, these guys aren't projected to go for a while. So bomb 6 forward, he's probably a top 9. Bilesma, do I take him? Or actually, no, I take this defenseman, medium top 6. 4th/5th, though, he's another guy not supposed to go for a while. You know what? I think I just take the guy who I think's going to be good, rather than trying to, like, you know, do something crazy. Low top 4, that's fine for the second round. So next pick here is pick number 26 in the 4th round. I did not realize our next pick was so late. I really hope that top 9 5th round guy is available. If not, I messed up big time. He is still there, O'Sullivan, top 9. There's also an exact top 9 Fucali, 4th/5th projection. I kind of want both of them. There's a top 6D there as well. I might try and make some trades here. So we'll take O'Sullivan with this pick. I think it could be a top 6D, honestly. Low top 6. We'll try and trade for Penguins pick here and then Avs pick. Pick those next 2 guys just to make for sure get some solid players from this draft. Find whoever we can in the late rounds, and I think it'll work out pretty well for us. Alright guys, so right now I'm trying to trade Klein to Pittsburgh for their 4th round pick. Like Kyle Connor, his morale's gone down, and he's a 78 overall player now, and he's making $1.2 million for the next 8 years, which doesn't seem like a lot, but he's still in a contract for a while. Move on from his contract, get the 4th round pick. I figure like it's a good deal. And we know we can get a good player with that pick. So we kind of just moved on from a contract there. We have, like, I think at least one 83 winger in the AHL. Plus we have another guy who I think is like an 82. Who knows how good they get in the summer. I'm okay with that. Fucali here, of course, too. We're drafting with the pick. And medium top 9. Like, that's a solid player. Again, we're going to trade for this Calder pick too. I'm not sure we'll have to give up here. Hopefully not too much. I just gave away Klein. I'm not sure if maybe we could just trade some late picks instead to try and move up to get that. We have a 5th, a 6th, and a 7th. Next year, we have everything but the 1st. So maybe, I don't know, like, we already know we're going to get 3 good players. Like a 6th and a 7th next year for the 4th this year. I don't know if they'll do this. Yeah, they didn't do that. So let's see if maybe they'll take a player or something. So I'm trying to trade 2 guys with expiring contracts to Colorado for their 4th round pick. Because they're expiring, I feel like I have to trade both of them, as teams will usually say stuff like, whoever has a expiring contract, we don't want him. But because I'm giving them 2, maybe they say yes. Both 25, so they're done growing next year. 79 and 80 means they're like good AHL players, not going to make the NHL team. Like I was saying, I'm probably not going to re-sign them. So if we can get a 4th round pick for them instead of losing them for nothing, I think it's a good trade. And we'll see what Colorado says here. They reject it because, yeah, uncertainty there. So that kind of sucks. Maybe I want to get something for them. So what if we try adding like 2 7th round picks? We're going to lose them anyway, so now we get to keep like the 5th that we were going to trade. 2 7s with them, like, that's a pretty good offer there for the 4th round pick. They still say no. Look at the value difference. Okay, we'll try something else. Alright guys, so right now I'm trying to trade this Brashear guy to Colorado for their 4th and 5th round pick. Decent prospect, 22 years old, 74 overall, low top 6D, but I feel like looking at our AHLD, you have to be 78 plus to get any playing time, so I don't know if he's going to play ever. So I'd kind of just rather move on from him. Right there is his stats. I'm not sure why I can't click on him to see player info, but 4th and a 5th, they're actually giving us a bit more value, but they don't want the 4th and the 5th, so maybe they say yes. If not, I could trade him just for the 4th, but I figured I would try the 4th and 5th. Oh wow, they said yes to that, so that worked out really well. And we now have our 3rd straight pick. Back-to-back grinders there. 1 low top 6, 1 medium top 9. I think they're going to fill out our 3rd and 4th lines in the next, 3 to 4 years, so probably like the last 2 seasons of this nicely, which obviously every season counts, even if it's the last year. So who was the last guy I wanted? I think it was this top 6 defenseman there. Make sure I get him before somebody else does. Exact top 6, low top 6. Not a bad 3 picks in the row. Next pick here is pick number 26 in the 5th round. So we'll see if we can get some steals, as we don't really know much about the guys that are left, or that they're not that great. Wisniewski here, 5th/6th. There's a bomb 6-4 there for sure. I think I might go Wisniewski. I think he could be a top 9 if he's high bomb 6. Low top 9, not bad. And the next pick here, pick number 28. I'm not sure. I might just kind of like swing for the fences here. Take somebody I'm not really sure about. Medium AHL, Nito Rost. That's interesting. 7th D is not really worth it. Let's go with Nito Rost here. I don't know. I have a feeling. Low top 9, not bad. Making our 6th round pick now. So far, this draft's been very solid, considering we didn't have a 1st or a 2nd. A lot of good players that could turn into like anywhere from like 4th line players to 2nd line players. And we have 1st line players, I think, for the next 5 years, so we should still be okay. So nothing really left here in terms of like potential. AHL top 6 forward, so he's probably then a low bottom 6. This guy though, he could be up to a top 9, I think. Bowden, highly interest. Let's take a chance on him. Low top 9. Look at that. So last pick here, pick number 26 of the 7th round. Like I was saying, I really like this draft. We could even just take a look at goalies here. AHL unknown goalie. The rest are all AHL. If there's no good players, I might just take the unknown goalie, because why not? Let's see. So AHL bomb 6-4 means they're like low bomb 6, which we can get in free agency. It's not that great. Unknown guys. Okay, we're just going to go with the unknown goalie. Maybe he's a steal. Robota, come on. AHL starter. That's not terrible. It's not really great either, though. So draft's now over. I think we had a pretty solid draft, honestly. We got a lot of solid players. How many picks do we have, too? Yeah, we had a ton of picks there. So hopefully these players can turn out within the next 4 years. And hopefully we can win that, 2nd Stanley Cup that seems to be impossible to win. Before we get to the re-sign phase, I want to show you guys the awards from this year, as well as some of the playoff stats. So obviously our team doesn't really have any playoff stats to look at, but the AHL team does. So I guess we could do that really quick. Take a look here. NHL, obviously, yeah, 7 games played. LeBlanc, though, 6 points, so I definitely want to re-sign him. AHL team here, we'll see who played really well. Pushkarev, 17 points, 20 games. Severson there, 16. Not really sure how to say that name. Brensfeld, 14. Jensu, 13. Same with Kurvinen, Hunter. Connor had 12, so that's okay. But obviously, they won the Calder Cup. Can't be too upset with that. Take a look at the playoff tree, too. Just kind of see the other teams we went through. Utica Commons there, 3-2, 4-3, 4-2. Then they lost to us 4-1. So I think we were, the best AHL team by far. NHL here, I still can't believe this one. Winnipeg actually lost to the Oilers, though, in 7 games. Went on to win the Cup. So I guess it's not a huge loss, but still, the Oilers are in the San Jose Sharks. That was like 2 of the best teams in the league. And the Oilers beat them 4-1. So the Oilers got really good all of a sudden, as they actually hadn't been that good, even though they had McDavid. They had like no depth on the team, so they must have had some picks come through. Also, I just realized I need to check the awards. Forgot to do that after looking at the playoff tree. Would love to have won at least a couple awards here, aside from the President's Trophy. Stanley Cup there, obviously Oilers, us Presidents, Clarence S. Campbell Oilers, Boston Bruins, Prince of Wales. Player awards there, that Gauthier guy with the Art Ross. Bestness, I have no idea, with the Hart. Smith with the James Norris, 2 years in a row. Detroit's found their new Lidstrom, I think. He also won the Lady Byng. Renberg with the Calder. Stoner with the Conn Smythe. That's right, they have a really good goalie now. That's why they have Gibson on the block. Korpisalo with the Vezina, 3rd straight year. That's awesome. William M. Jennings went to the Stoner guy. Ulevi there with the Bill Masterson. Eichel with the Selke. Bessinis with the Ted Lindsay. And then Gauthier there with the Maurice Richard. AHL here, we won the Calder Cup. We won the regular season champs. We won Western Conference champs. We won our division. 4 of 5 years. I hate that Bakersfield won it that 1 year. I mean, even the Western Conference, we've won 4 of 5 years. Same with the President's Trophy. Like, AHL team is just absolutely stacked. How many Calder Cups have we won? 3 of 5 years. So, yeah, it's a pretty good AHL team. Take a look at the awards here. We usually don't win AHL awards, though, as our team just kind of wins it by committee. This Butterfield, or sorry, that's the award name. McPherson, though, won the Calder Cup MVP. And that's the only... Oh, and McPherson also won lowest goals against average. So maybe McPherson, our AHL goalie, is going to get a lot of overall over the summer. Maybe he'll be the new backup instead of Salo, or not Salo, whatever that guy's name is, our backup, Sarah or whatever. We'll go to the resign phase now and kind of take a look at everything. All right, guys, so at the resign phase now. We have $25 million in salary cap. A lot of guys to resign, though. For centers here, O'Reilly needs a new deal. Same with Apostolopoulos. But Severson there, 82 overall. I think he'll grow a bit over the summer. He had a really good season. O'Reilly, 36. I think I'm going to pass on him. Let Apostolopoulos play third line center. Severson, fourth line. We should be okay. $2.9 million for him, third line center. It's not too bad. 3 years. What if we go 4 years? 3.1. So he doesn't actually get cheaper at all. So might as well go 3 years there. See if we can get him for like 2.65. He should say yes to that. It's a pretty solid deal. Jesus, 25.81. It's a pretty good player though. A pretty good call if someone gets injured. Zykas here, 25.80. So he's basically a worse version. I'll let him go. They're taking away time from like guys like this Archipov guy, 22.78. Kervin in there though, I think I can give a contract to. Same with the other guy. Wants a two-way, so we'll give him 925K. Jensu here wants a one-way, so I'm just going to qualify him in that case. Agostini doesn't need re-signed yet. 75 overall guy. I got to re-sign him, or otherwise we will lose him, so we'll give him like 900K. Those other guys aren't worth signing yet. LeBlanc here going to get paid, hopefully not 11.15. I thought we'd be able to get him for like 8.2 or less, which is what Dallas was paying him. 11 million though. That's incredible. I'm trying to see where it's the cheapest. 6 years is 11.15. So 6 years is the way to go for the cheapest. You can usually offer like 80% though of a salary. So I wonder if we could get him for like 9.5-ish for 6 years. That would be decent. Goudreau, I don't think we'll have the cap to sign. We now already have like 12 million left. What's Goudreau want? 8 million. I don't think we can do that, but if we can, it would definitely be worth it. 21.75. This guy's gonna get a contract. Give him like 900K. 21.71. Low top 9. I don't know if he's worth signing. I don't think he is. We only have so many contract spots. Have to be kind of like really strict with them. Right wingers here. Galvin needs a new deal as well. Third line guy, he wants 5.6K. I'm just going to qualify him for the time being, get a better look at our finances. Bembridge, I already said I was going to let go. Hooard there, 24.77. I'm just going to let him go. Ladipov, I'll sign him. He looks like he could turn out to be a pretty decent player. Defense here, CC needs a new deal. Hopefully he doesn't want too much. 8.6, 5 years. Where is he the cheapest at? So 4 years is 8.675. It's the exact same as 5 years. So might as well go 4 years there. He was getting like 6.75. Maybe he goes 7.5 for 4 years. Maybe even 7.25. I'm trying to get like really stingy with these guys because we only have so much cap. Garcia here, 24.80. 850K. That seems like a very good deal for him. Thompson wants a one-way, so we'll just give him a qualifying. 24.80 overall, yeah. Hamuse there is upset for some reason. We have a bunch of defensemen in front of him, so I'm just going to let him go, honestly. Use the contract spot. Lilja, 24.79. Not too bad. I think I'll sign him. Let's see. Silverberg, I don't know why he's sad. I think he was starting in the playoffs. It's whatever. This guy's 20.67. He's not worth keeping. He needs to be at least a 70 by the time he's 20. Goalies here. So Saros is an 81, 32 years old. McPherson's 23.79. They could both be like an 80 by the end of the summer. McPherson could maybe even be higher. Let's see what Saros wants to be the backup. 1.6. I think I want McPherson to be the backup. Like, roles a minor starter. I think he could be the backup at the end of the year. It will even just help us with finances. So I'm going to let Saros go there. We'll see who accepted, how much money we have, and if we can bring back Goudreau or not, as that'd be obviously a huge addition to the team. So Garcia accepted our offer. Same goes for Gerby. CC rejected. Wants more money. Apostolopoulos accepted though. LeBlanc accepted. Or did I say accepted? I meant to say rejected for CC. LeBlanc there we got for, what was it, 9.5, and he wanted a little over 11. So that's actually pretty good. 91 overall. Big piece of our team moving forward. Kervin in there. Lilja, Bloomstrand, Ladipov. So the only guy that rejected actually was CC. So I think we'll just have to give him a bit more. 15 million in cap space. We could bring back CC and Goudreau, I think. And then just, we have, what's his name, on a qualifying offer. Where is he? Galvin. We could just trade him. 85 overall winger. He was playing like third and fourth line for us. He's not worth the 6 mil. Much rather have Gaudreau. So 15.3 million. We can get Gaudreau and CC. Trade Galvin. These guys sign. Get some growth. I think we're contending again next year. So CC here. Got to give a new contract too. So 4 years will do as it's the same price. Might as well do that. 8.67. Let's try like 7. Like I don't know, like 7.5. We gave him like 7.25 last time. 7.5 for 4 years seems fair. And then we could give Gaudreau 7.5. He wants 8 for 5. Where does he get cheaper? 6, 7. He gets really cheap at 7. That's paying him until he's 40. Hopefully for the next GM he retires before then, as we only have to use him for the next 4 years. So let's see if we can get him on 7x7 at 33 till he's 40. That's ridiculous, but you never know. Maybe he's the next Yager. So there we go. Hopefully that doesn't cost us. But like I said, we're not trying to rebuild these last 4 years. We're trying to win it. Also, we have 40 contracts here, so we have some spots to sign guys for free agency. Agostini here is 21.75. Going to give him a contract. I think he can play in the AHL right away this year. Looking at the rest of those guys, though, I don't think they're quite ready. Some pretty good picks, though, in the draft. Looking forward to seeing how they turn out. Hopefully they turn out sooner rather than later. And McPherson, again, hopefully he turns into a backup. If that's the case, might have to sign another goalie to play in the AHL. But other than that, probably not too much going on this summer. Trade Galvin as we can't afford him. Probably just trade him for like picks and then hope those picks turn into like good cheap players. As we really don't have the salary cap to trade him for anything else. And as you guys can see there, Gaudreau accepted our 7x7 deal. CC also accepted, so both those guys are back. I didn't think I'd be able to bring back Gaudreau and the left winger, I forget his name. I should know his name, our leading scorer. So that's pretty awesome. Galvin's the qualifying offer on him, so we're going to have to trade him once free agency starts. But other than that, the team's the same. It should be just as good, if not better than last year. Again, it really depends on the growth. Obviously, we lost O'Reilly, but how much is the other center is going to grow? So we'll send to free agency now, try and trade Galvin, see what's out there for two-way players, and hopefully, again, get back in the playoffs. So let's start a free agency here. We're going to take a look who's available, even though we can't afford them. Just always interesting to see. We have 2.8 million actually in salary cap. It's more than I thought. This McPherson guy here, 27.86, the top free agent. Rantanen's available. Zablocki, Galvin, our guy there. O'Reilly. 4 teams interested. Wow. Klingberg there, 34 years old, 85 overall, and he's going to get paid 6.4. That's such an overpayment. 34 years old, 85 overall defenseman, 6.4 million. Like, it's kind of crazy just how much, like, yeah, the salary now is like over 90 million. So I guess that's why these guys are getting paid so much. It still pays off, I think, to go out and get yourself like a really good guy on a two-way deal, and hopefully by like the last year of the deal, he's playing a lot of minutes in the NHL, and you're getting a ton of value for him. So potential here, we'll look for some young guys. Wyman here, 21.76. He looks really solid. We'll give him the max deal. We won the President's Trophy last year. No reason why he shouldn't sign with us. 21.71's not quite. I mean, we have a lot of contact spots actually. Might as well give this guy an offer. I don't think he had any. Try 900K there. The other guys are too old. Gonna keep looking here. 21.73 for Oshie. We'll give him an offer. Hopefully he signs with us. Let's see what else is out there. 21.70. We have a lot of centers though. 21.73 for Anthony. I don't know about that. Knight 21.74. Pritchett 21.71. Duchesne 21.71. Harrington here 22.80 overall. This guy is a guy I want. Jeez. We'll give him an offer. Let's see. That's why like I skipped on like a few of those guys. There's just so many better players. The Knights guy I might give an offer to though. 21 years old, 74 overall. It's pretty solid. Deschamps here, 21.75. Like I don't know how these guys slip through teams or don't get drafted, whatever it is. Like 21.77 for this Blanchard guy. Give him the max deal, honestly. Like he's probably going to turn out really good. Now we're in the low top nines. 22.77. Like how do you not sign that? I think we had 10 or maybe like 8 spots open, so I don't even know if we have enough spots to sign all these guys. Hopefully we do. If there's anything other crazy players I notice, I'll give them an offer. Doesn't look like it though, so I'm gonna see if we can afford, or if we have space to sign that last guy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 offers. So I think we make an offer on that Knight guy. Worst case, usually it knows kind of like the guy that's the worst, and it'll make it that he's the guy that you don't sign due to roster spots. So we'll give him like 900K here. See which of those guys accept. Also, we need a goalie, AHL goalie. He can either be the starter or the backup. Either way, though, we need one. Let's see. Gonna go by overall here. 2477. Fringe starter potential. Delzato. I really like this guy. I'm gonna give him like, I want him on the AHL team. 975K, 1 year, 2-way deal. So we'll see who accepts our offers there. Hopefully they all do. Makes the AHL team better. Gives us more prospects. Gives us better depth. It's just good all around. So this Wyman guy accepted, 75 overall. Blanchard, 76. Oshie rejected, no room on the team, so gotta make some space for him. Deschamps accepted. Harrington rejected. Wanted to accept, no room. He's 80 overall. I need to make some space for him. Wharton accepted. Knight rejected. Delzato accepted, the goalie. Grant rejected, no room on the team. Okay, so I need to go make some space quick and then give those guys offers. I think there was 3 of them. It was like, I remember their names sort of. We'll go try and make some space now and then sign them after. So right here, guys, to make contract space, I'm trying to trade Kurvinen, Nabokov, and Jensu to Anaheim for a 3rd-round pick. They're all like good AHL players, probably not going to make it to the NHL. This guy's 2580. Nabokov's actually decent, 2378, but not the greatest potential. So I'd rather have maybe a defenseman a little bit lower rated with more potential play instead of him. And then Jensu here, same deal, 2581. He's the guy that wanted a 1-way deal. Still hasn't accepted the qualifying offer, so I'm willing to move on from all 3 of these guys. Get a 3rd-round pick back, make space, bring in some more prospects. We'll see what Anaheim says, and they accept the deal, so it worked out well. So right now, guys, we're giving another offer for Harrington, 22 years old, 80 overall. I don't know how this guy didn't get signed. You can give him, like, the max deal there. Also, I just noticed this Belifo guy, 2178. He could turn into, like, a solid 3rd-line center, I think, for us. So I'm going to give him an offer. I just created, I think, an extra spot. So those are the 2 highest-rated guys that are young. Sorting by potential now. Oshie was another guy we wanted, so we give him an offer, 900K there, and then I think it was the Knight guy that we also had to give an offer on. Yeah, Knight. So those are the 4. I think we should be able to sign all 4 of them. We'll find out here, I guess, in a couple of minutes. So right here, guys, Galvin, who we gave a qualifying offer to, just got offered $7.6 million by Philly for 2 years. He's 85 overall. I didn't want to pay him like 5.5 as he was playing on our 3rd, sometimes 4th line. We get a 1st and a 3rd-round pick back for him, which is basically what I was going to trade him for anyway. We have a bunch of good prospects coming in. I actually noticed when looking at the players I was trading, we've had a good amount of growth over the summer. You guys will notice, I guess, when I show you the lines. So I'm going to take this, basically a free 1st and a 3rd for us. And as you guys can see here, Oshie accepted the offer, 72 overall D, top 4 potential. Same with Belifo there. And Harrington, who I think could be a really, really solid 3rd-line center for us in a couple years. Also, Knight's there, so all 4 guys we got. So I was looking at the goalie situation, guys. McPherson's still a 79, so rather than kind of risk him becoming at least an 80 to be the backup, I'd rather have him be the starter. We have, I guess, 3 decent AHL goalies, and go sign a backup right now, as we can afford it with the cap space, and we have the roster spots. So Saros wants a little over $2 million. He's 81 overall, or we can get Danks there for 1.7, so we can actually afford him. Same overall. Subban there is the same overall, wants 2.2. So Danks actually like the best deal there. Going down to like the 80, so I feel like why not sign him? A couple of Swedish goalies. Saros might be Swedish, I actually have no idea, but 1.7 for 2 years, so till he's 35. 1 year he wants, okay, so yeah, 1 year. Let's just give him the 1.7 for 2 years. Hopefully he says yes. And as you guys can see here, Danks accepted the offer, so we now have our backup for next year. And right here, guys, trying to make a trade with Vancouver for their 2nd and 3rd-round pick, trading them both Kyle Connor and Vetrano. This summer, we had a ton of AHL forwards grow a bunch, which makes sense as we had like 10 plus that were 80 overall or higher going into last season. So I should have known some were going to grow. Connor is also down on morale still from like getting benched, signed to the AHL, 79 overall. He'd be playing 4th line, so he wouldn't get his morale back. Vetrano, 82 overall, 33 years old. We have guys that are as good as him, but younger. I'd rather them play. So we also clear up about a little over $3 million in salary cap space. Gives us about $5 million afterwards. So at trade deadline time, we might be able to make another deal. If we're obviously in the playoff contention, which I think we will be once you guys see the lineup. So these 2 guys for 2nd and 3rd also gives us some picks, as we did trade away our 1st. Will help us out with the draft. And Vancouver rejects this, so maybe just a 2nd I would still do. Call up Ramsey and Delmore, so there we go. I'm still fine with that, like I was saying. We'll just go assistant coach best roster. Doesn't matter yet, the season hasn't started. So I want to show you guys actually our draft pick situation. So this year in 2028, we have the Flyers' first round pick, which is awesome. We got him for Galvin, so it makes up for the first round pick we traded away. We also now have 2 seconds, 3 thirds, a fourth, a fifth, and a sixth and a seventh. So even though we traded away a bunch of picks making runs of the cup, we still have more picks than most teams. So that's really good for the last 4 years. If you can find like a steal who's ready to go a year or two after being drafted, really helps you out. So right here, guys, we look at the NHL team going into next season. LeBlanc, Barzal, Nylander still the first line there. Hunter, Draisaitl, Gaudreau is the second line. Hunter was the first line right winger in the AHL. He's now in 86. He was actually higher than this in the summer. At one point, I was looking at it. I think it was like late in the summer. He was in 88. So not sure why he came down at 86, but I'm really looking forward to how good this guy can be. Entry level deal for the next couple of years, which is awesome. Playing with Draisaitl and Gaudreau there. Pusher, Apostolopoulos, and Benson's a really solid third line. And then Delmore there, Severson, and Rensfeldt on the fourth line. They were all AHL guys last year, so just a completely new fourth line. Defense here, we still have Olas, CC, Dumba, and C as the top 4. Wyman and Martinson there on the bottom pair. Hopefully they can grow a bit over the year. Korpisalo still the starting goaltender. Danks is the backup at 79. Pretty pissed about signing him because he was an 81, dropped to 2. So I might trade him if he doesn't go back up to an 81, as we have McPherson who's a 79. AHL here, 6 80-plus forwards, or actually, sorry, 5, I can't count, with some high 70s there, so not as good as last year, but still a pretty good lineup. Defense there, Silverberg was an 81 last year. He's another guy I need to bounce back. A few 80s there in the AHLD. And then goalies there, like I was saying, McPherson's a 79, so might just trade Danks for whatever we can get for him. Call up McPherson, then we have another 76 goaltender there who can be the backup. Or actually, he's a 71. He's probably gone down in morale because he's third string, but whatever. It's the AHL team, so that's just a couple moves I'm looking at. Also, the NHL team. We are a little weak at center compared to the wing. Like, we're pretty stacked at the wing, actually. Like, Pusher and Benson are both considered second-line wingers, playing third line. Apostolopoulos is actually a third-line center. Draisaitl's a second line. Barzal's a first line, but only one overall difference there between Apostolopoulos and Draisaitl. So I don't know. I might just trade Barzal in a deal and try to get a really good first-line center, or maybe trade Draisaitl on a winger to try and get a better second-line center or just another first-line center. I think we could definitely upgrade the center position a little bit. We do have some cap space now, too, because of that last trade. We can make something happen. Ratings here, 97 offense, pretty crazy, 92 defense, 92 goaltending. AHL team, 83 offense, 82 defense, 82 goaltending. So not as good as last year, but still a very solid team. So I'm looking forward to next year. Let me know what you guys think about like trying to trade for a center, trading Danks, just some other things. If you have any other ideas, I'd love to hear what you guys think. Maybe I can try and make that move in next season. So if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day. Goodbye.